Welcome back, YouTube. Today, Tuesday, hit a little back bicep action. We've already knocked out our fasted cardio this morning, 40 minutes on the stair stepper. Got about 2 meals in, so breakfast and a pre-workout meal. We'll get a little post-workout after this, then have 2 meals after that. But yeah, main focus, same as always, mind, muscle, connection, proper stimulus, big deep stretch in the lats, and just try to really open up the lats, open up the back as much as we can through all these movements to create more and more width in between those rhomboids in that trap area. So we'll start off with some single arm pull downs, get about 3 sets here, get some chest supported rows, single arm rows, and 2 arm pull downs as well before we get into some isolation stuff. So, you know, keeping it pretty much the same as always in terms of the movements. Sometimes the order just changes or the grips change, nothing too crazy. And then of course we'll finish with some biceps, but let's get to work. We were expecting something more in the 8 to 12 rep range there, but I was able to get 15. Probably could have gone maybe 16, 17. But yeah, so we'll match on the other side, then we'll go a little bit heavier. Whew. That's more like it. Got to get a little freaky on it, right? Keep going, I'll tell you when. That felt good. What'd I get up to? Not bad for a first set. Yeah, I could have kept going. Okay, so been using the newbie quite a bit lately. One, to just increase muscle activation. And then of course, working on just some finer tuned things. So for the back, my main focus is creating as much width as possible, right? And so with this, I've got lats lit up and then that mid back kind of rhomboid area lit up. So when we're getting into stretch positions, we're really feeling a stretch. And then when we're getting into contractions, we're really contracting. So it's just driving a lot more mind to muscle connection, a lot more awareness to the areas we're trying to work on, while also just increasing the amount of stimulus those areas are getting. Yeah, we're just gonna hit some heavier sets here after that warm-up set and just keep the good times going. Yeah, that feels so good. Honestly, it's kind of addicting. You just feel that buzz the whole time. Even pressing the record button was hard. Ooh, yeah, couple sets there. Maximizing the new fit. We'll hit one little drop set here, so not too much talking. And just try to get a lot of reps here. And then we're just gonna hang and stretch. Open up that mid back. Okay, we'll go pull downs now. 100. Ooh, I gotta get higher reps though. Getting your hands up over your head at 100% on the new fit is, I was like, as high as I could get. Yep, feels so good, but the reps, everything's feeling a little heavy right now. New fit at 100%, can't move my arms up all the way. So when we're getting to full stretch, we're getting beyond a stretch. Not necessarily going beyond the stretch, but the new fit's trying to contract the muscle the entire time. So as much as you're getting into length, it's still trying to contract. So there's just a little bit more resistance getting into that lengthened position. So a little more resistance, a little bit more tension, a little bit more muscle activation, a little more gains. pretty good. I'd say it's close to perfect. Got 15, 16 would have been a stretch, so maybe like 1 rep shy of failure. We'll keep things where they're at. We'll switch to cam position 5, so it's gonna be a little bit harder in that top range, a little easier in that bottom range, and just see if we can hit another 15 before we move on to some low pulley rows. I don't know about all that. So just switching here for a little middle grip, double overhand, a little more mid-back activation. So really, again, just kind of focusing on opening up the shoulder blades in that stretch position and then just pulling the shoulder blades back as much as possible. Big meaty men. That's what we build here at Adapt. And big meaty women too. I've been loving training in general lately, but I've been really loving back days.
Me too.
I feel like ever since I've been able to like open up my lats a little bit more and open up my mid back and a lot of my posing and stuff, all my lat movements just feel so much better. You're getting big in general, which partly makes me think you're not necessarily in recomp calories. It's just a lot of variables.
There is. I can't keep it consistent to me all the way
Yeah, so wrapping things up here, at least for compound-wise movements, with some single arm rows, just trying to get as much length as possible, keeping the tension really consistent. So getting into a really, really deep stretch and then just focusing on pulling that elbow back and down to that rib cage as much as possible. So while I'm kind of on an incline bench, I'm pulling from a slightly lower pulley position the whole time, and just keeping things really smooth, consistent in that kind of 8 to 12 rep range. Yeah, so one of my favorites, straight arm pull downs. Well, at least they start off straight, and then as I fatigue, I'll just bend that elbow so I can go a couple more reps. But as long as you're not changing the angle of the elbow the entire time, you're gonna keep it out of the tricep for the most part and maintain that isolation in the lat. So kind of just, again, like a mechanical drop set. Start off straight, keep pulling, pulling, pulling. As you fatigue, bend that elbow a little bit more, but make sure it's still all just the shoulder rotating and not extending from the arm. And your lats will pop. Delt too, it's like you think about it, you create just a little bit of extra size there. It adds a whole inch to your frame. Okay, so moving on to some cable incline curls. We're gonna hit them curls first, then finish with some rear delts, just because honestly the curl bench was already set up for me from the straight arm or single arm pull downs. So we're gonna do all of our sets here, 4 sets, 12 to 15 reps for each set. Obviously going towards as close to failure as we can for all those. So ideally, you know, maybe hitting at least 15 for the first 3 sets and then maybe having to drop down a little bit on the last set. We shall see. Ooh. Ooh, yeah, one more set here. One more set and then we'll knock out some rear delts. So just hitting a little rear delt superset here, going straight arm kind of pullbacks, and then just switching hands over and going rear delt fly. Just found it's a pretty good way to really target the rear delt without getting the rhomboids too engaged. That feels really good. We'll get one more set and then we will be done. A little superset. Yeah, that is a wrap for today. We'll get a little pump check, fuel up, get home with the dog out, all the usual stuff, but we're feeling really good. So 13 plus weeks to go. Okay. Yeah, feeling good. Bye, buddy.
Have a good pose.
Yeah, so that is a wrap again for today. Back, biceps, a little bit of rear delts, and just a lot of diligent cardio and nutrition. So just eating as much as we can according to our plan, sneaking in some extra just volume with more filling vegetables so we don't get super hungry. So it's like a bunch of shredded lettuce, a bunch of shredded cabbage, things like that, as opposed to like a couple of sprigs of broccoli that are not super filling, not super fun. But yeah, everything's moving in the right direction. Things are feeling really good. Things are moving where we need them to. We still have a decent amount of time. We got 13 plus weeks, but yeah, just motivation high, training feeling really, really good. Not losing any strength despite losing some significant amount of weight in the past month. So gotta be happy about that. But yeah, that was enough for today. We're gonna get a push tomorrow, little shoulders, mostly chest, some triceps, and then yeah, just keep moving in the right direction. Get this waist nice and narrow, get those lats nice and wide. That actually looks pretty good. Maybe just need to experiment going a little bit lower. Yeah, that feels good. But yeah, thanks for liking, watching, following, subscribing, loving, hating, all that stuff. And we're gonna get some food. So, Bo Alexander, Adapt Fitness, Dallas, Texas, and we will see you on the next one.